Welcome, and thank you for taking time out of your day to enjoy another Bible quiz. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is the life of King David. Do you know about King David? Do you know about his life? Let's jump into it. Number one, who anointed David as the future king of Israel? A. Samuel. B. Saul. C. Nathan. Or D. Elijah. Ooh, who anointed David as the future king of Israel? Wow. Answer A. Samuel. Oh, wow. Explanation: the prophet Samuel was sent by God to anoint David as the future king of Israel. It was a surprise pick. David was just a young shepherd boy at the time, but God saw a king in the making. Lucky guy. Number two, what was David's occupation before he became a king? What did little David like to do? A, was he a blacksmith? B, a farmer? C, a shepherd? Or D, a carpenter? What was David's occupation before he became a king? Answer C, a shepherd. Did you know that? Cool occupation. I love sheep. Explanation: before wearing a crown, David was a humble shepherd tending his father's sheep. This job might seem small, but it was the perfect training ground. It was the perfect training ground for learning to lead and protect his flock. Skills he would later use as a king. Wow. So true. Everything builds on top of it. Everything's a little stepping stone to the next thing you're about to do. Powerful metaphor. All right, which giant did David famously defeat with a sling and stone? I know you know this one. Was it A, Goliath, B, Nimrod, C, OG, or D, Sion? OG? Or is that Og? Anyway, we all know the answer here. It's A, Goliath. Classic story. One of my favorite growing up, honestly. I always thought that was a cool story. Explanation: David's battle with Goliath is one of the most epic underdog stories of all time. So true. Armed with just a sling and a stone, David took down the Philistine giant, proving that with God's help, even the smallest can achieve great things. Such a powerful, inspiring story. As a child, it seemed like everyone was a Goliath, right? Number four, what was David's best friend? Sorry, who was David's best friend? Who was also the son of King Saul? A, Jonathan. B, Abner. C, Absalom. D, Joab. Job. Answer A, Jonathan. Explanation: Jonathan, King Saul's son, and David shared a deep and loyal friendship. Even though Jonathan's father was threatened by David, Jonathan always supported him, showing that true friendship can transcend even the toughest circumstances. Amen. Number five, which psalm is traditionally attributed to David after his sin with Bathsheba? Ooh, Psalm 1. B, Psalm 23. C, Psalm 51. D, Psalm 150. Which psalm is traditionally attributed to David after his sin with Bathsheba? Do you know this one? I told you this was tough. Answer is C, Psalm 51. That's right. Explanation: Psalm 51 is a heartfelt plea for forgiveness, traditionally attributed to David after his sin with Bathsheba. It's a powerful reminder that no matter how badly we mess up, sincere repentance can bring us back into the right standing with God. Such an amazing story. Number six, what musical instrument did David famously play? Was it A, a harp? B, a flute? C, lyre? D, a trumpet? I would love to see a flute. An amazing flute solo is epic. Answer A, a harp. Also, we need more harps these days. I bet there's something to the sound that's really good for you. David was not only a warrior and a king, but also a talented musician. Cool. He played the harp so beautifully that it could soothe the troubled spirit of King Saul. Talk about music therapy in ancient times. I love music. I think it's what we were put here to do. Anyway, I could go off on for days about music. All right, number 7. What city did David capture and establish at his capital? A. Hebron. B. Bethel. C. Jerusalem. Or D. Shiloh. What city did David capture and establish as his capital? Answer C. Jerusalem. Did you know that one? I told you they were getting tougher. Explanation: David captured the city of Jerusalem and made it the capital of Israel, a decision that had lasting significance. Jerusalem became known as the city of David and the spiritual center for the people of Israel. Fascinating. Made it the capital. Very cool. Number 8. Who was David's rebellious son who tried to overthrow him? A. Solomon. B. Amnon. C. Absalom. D. Adonai. Who is David's rebellious son? Answer B, the third commandment. That's not right. All right, someone comment down below the correct answer. It was not the third commandment. You shall not take the... I mean, it's important. It's an important commandment, but that cannot be the... It wasn't even one of the answers. Unbelievable. That's it. Can someone comment the right answer down below? All right, number 9. Who was the giant that had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, whom David's men defeated? Was it A, Goliath's brother, B, Lami, C, Ishbi-Benob, D, a giant from Gath? I'm sorry if I did not say some of these correctly. It's not my intention. C, Absalom. Very cool. Explanation: Absalom, one of David's sons, led a rebellion against his father in a bid for the throne. Though he was known for his good looks and charm, Absalom's ambition led to a tragic end, teaching us that family loyalty is more important than power. So true. Family loyalty over almost anything else on earth. Not over God, but almost anything else. Which prophet, number 10, which prophet confronted David about his sin with Bathsheba? Was it A, Samuel, B, Elijah, C, Nathan, or D, Elisha? Which prophet confronted David about his sin with Bathsheba? Answer C, Nathan. Explanation: the prophet Nathan bravely confronted David about his sin with Bathsheba by telling him a parable that exposed David's guilt. Nathan's boldness in speaking truth to power shows the importance of accountability, even for kings. You go, Nathan. All right, we are halfway done. Thank you so much. Please comment down below your score right now. Is it 10 out of 10? Unlikely, but amazing if you did. And I bet if you were to retake those 10 questions, you would get a 10 out of 10. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting better. Number 11. Who was David's father? Was it A, Jesse, B, Boaz, C, Obed, D, Eli? Who was David's father? Answer is A, Jesse. Explanation: David was the youngest son of Jesse, a man from Bethlehem. While David was out tending sheep, God saw him in the heart of a king, proving that sometimes greatness comes from the most unexpected places. So cool. Oh yeah. Number 12. Which prophet came to anoint David as king while he was still a shepherd boy? A, Elijah, B, Nathan, C, Samuel, D, Elisha. Which prophet came to anoint David as king while he was still a shepherd boy? C. Samuel. Explanation. Samuel was the prophet who anointed David as the king after being sent by God to Jesse's house. Despite David being the youngest and seemingly least likely candidate, Samuel saw God's chosen one and anointed him, setting the stage for David's future as king. Oh, wow. Number 13. Who did David defeat to win King Saul's favor and marry his daughter? Michal? Michal. A. Goliath. B. The Philistines. C. The Amalekites. D. The Ammonites. Answer A. Goliath. I apologize if I didn't say one of those correctly. I probably didn't. Explanation. David's victory over Goliath wasn't just a heroic act. It also won him King Saul's favor and the hand of Saul's daughter, Michal. Michal? This event marked the beginning of David's rise in Saul's court. All right, number 14. What was the name of the priest who gave David consecrated bread when he was fleeing from Saul? A. Abiathar. B. Amalek. C. Zadok. D. Eleazar. Answer is B. Amalek. And what type of bread was that? Amalek the priest gave David consecrated bread when David was on the run from King Saul. This act of kindness got Amalek in trouble with Saul, but it also showed how God provides for his servants, even in the most difficult times. So true. What is consecrated bread? Please comment down below if you know what that means. Is that like a really good sourdough with like a nice crust on it? How long did David reign as king over Israel? A. 20 years. B. 33 years. C. 40 years. D. 50 years. How long did David reign as king over Israel? Wow. All those are good numbers, honestly. 20 years would be decent. Answer is C. 40 years. If you think 20 years is decent, double it. 40 years as king. David reigned as king for 40 years. 7 years in Hebron over Judah and 33 years in Jerusalem over Israel. His reign is remembered as a golden era marked by military victories, artistic achievements, and spiritual devotion. Wow, what a legacy. Number 16. Which of David's wives was originally married to Nabal before she married David? Was it A. Abigail, B. Bathsheba, C. Michal, or D. Enenum? It was A. Abigail. Explanation. Abigail was originally married to Nabal, a wealthy but foolish man. After Nabal's death, David married Abigail, who was known for her wisdom and beauty. Her quick thinking not only saved her household, but also won David's admiration. Cool. Talented lady. Which son of David rebelled against him and declared himself king in Hebron? A. Absalom. B. Solomon. C. Adonai. D. Amnon. Answer A. Absalom. Explanation. Absalom declared himself king in Hebron and led a rebellion against his father, David. Despite his charm and popularity, Absalom's rebellion ended in tragedy, teaching us that ambition without wisdom can lead to destruction. Oh, this is so true. Which giant Philistine warrior did David face before becoming king? You know this one. Throwback questions, a freebie pretty much. A. Goliath. B. Og. C. Lami. Or D. Saph? Which giant Philistine warrior did David face before becoming king? Answers A. Goliath. You knew that. I know that. We love that story. Explanation: before he became king, David faced the giant Goliath in one of the most famous battles in the Bible. With just a sling and stone, David defeated the giant, proving that faith in God can conquer even the greatest challenges. Love that story. Gets me pumped. Which book of the Bible is traditionally attributed to David as its primary author? A. Proverbs. Proverbs. B. Ecclesiastes. C. Psalms. D. Song of Solomon. Answer C. Psalms. Explanation: the book of Psalms is traditionally attributed to David, with many of the Psalms reflecting his personal prayers, praises, and laments. David's Psalms continue to inspire and comfort people today, making him not just a king, but also a poet and a worship leader. Oh, wow. Number 20. Who was David's commander in chief during his reign? A. Job. B. Abner. C. Benaiah. D. Amasa. Who was David's commander in chief during his reign? Answer is A. Joab. He was David's commander in chief and played a crucial role in many of David's military victories. Though loyal and effective, his methods were sometimes ruthless, leading to tension between him and David, proving that even the best leaders sometimes have complicated relationships with their top advisors. Way to go. Please comment down below, how many did you get? If you did all 3 of the quizzes, how many did you get then? But as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I bet if we were to retake that quiz right now, you would get 20 out of 20. And that's the point. It's not about being perfect. It's about building that connection with God, having a little fun, and becoming a better version of yourself, to where if you were to redo it, you'd ace it. They would call you Ace, because that's how good you did. As always, hope you're having a beautiful day, a blessed day, and I'll see you